welcome to the 2015 episode. We're getting closer to the beginning, but also closer to the end. Because we have 4 episodes to the beginning, aka 2011, but then that means only 4 episodes left till the podcast is over. We're near the middle and we're near the beginning and the end, yeah. But it's also the last day in November. Panicking, shaking. Yeah, I had to whip out the old Shay's Kind of Hot t-shirt. Because 2015 sounds good, feels good. Oh, yeah. Yes. As always, before we get into it, make sure you like, subscribe, comment, follow socials, turn notification bell on, and lost my train of thought, but we're just gonna dive on in to 2015. Best decision to open
2015,
it.
baby.
Here we are. Just blocking his face.
Am I?
Can we get it to block his face?
I should be more relaxed around here.
2015.
Ash just wearing sunglasses. Oh my god,
Here we
I
are.
have
We've
some
arrived.
like that.
We're halfway through this.
Yep. Only 5 years to go.
Until,
Yeah.
until we have
6.
Yeah.
Um.
I kind of feel like 2015 was. We were off the back of everything we've just spoken about in all the other episodes, and we've
I
gone
need to match
non-stop,
fashion.
But now it turns out we need to not stop still.
Don't
Yeah.
stop,
Yeah.
stop.
We
what
need new
you
music.
doing,
We've just
'cause
had
you
our
know
first
that you
debut
know
album. It's
that
gone
I
to number
like
1.
it.
It's doing well.
Amazing.
Got a
Yeah.
hit song.
Fucking awesome.
That's unreal.
It's
Yeah.
actually isn't it one of the highest debuts from that? What is that?
2010.
The 2010s.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were up there.
Yeah.
Like number 5.
So now,
Awesome.
now the plan is, where's more music?
Yep.
Where's the goods?
Yeah.
So we say, all right, John Feldman, you make records really fast and really, really well, and we need to make an album in 2 months, and then we're going on tour.
I still
We've
can't
already
believe they
booked
managed to
tours called
produce
Rock Out with Your
Sounds
Socks
Good,
Out.
Feels
It's
Good in
in
2
theaters
months.
and arenas North America, and
It's just
we have
so
no new
good.
music.
So fucking
Help.
Yeah.
Help.
such a great
Help.
album.
Help
Yeah.
us.
And then we say, but the caveat is, we only have 10 weeks to do it.
Imagine only
And
having 10 weeks to write an
We're
album.
living in Bel Air now, and we're having a great time.
Yeah.
And we're really just loving our lives. We're being a band, doing band stuff. And so we're going out to John Feldman's every day, and we're making Sounds Good, Feels Good.
Sounds
Um,
good, yeah.
And I don't
Does
remember
it
the first
feel
song we
good?
started with,
Yeah.
but I remember we wanted to write a lot of this music. Because Amnesia had done so well, we wanted to write a lot of this music with Benji and Joel Madden,
Yeah.
right?
Definitely.
And so we started to work with them a lot. We started to write with them a lot. And they heavily influenced this record, I would say.
Yeah, definitely. And I think like She's Kind of Hot was one of the first ones we got, and then we'd start writing with like a few different other people, and then I think Jet Black Heart came quite early in the process.
We wanted to sound like Good Charlotte. We wanted to sound like Vertical Horizon.
You wanted
we
it to sound
like
good and you
Acceptance.
wanted
Yeah,
it
we
to
wanted
feel
sound
good.
like, The Offspring.
Yeah, I think this record for us was sort of like, okay, we did kind of the poppier side of stuff on the last record, so let's make a record like an actual band, and let's play fucking everything. Let's just get in a room, write it, and just like not care about like any sort of like pop connotations. Let's just write the music that we want to play live, because I think at that point we'd started realizing like, okay, the songs that we write you have to play and live with for the rest of your life. And I think we were like, let's write really cool shit that we want to play forever. And so that was where I think, you know, we got songs like, you know, we got Jet Black Hearts, we got like even like fucking like Waste the Nights and stuff, you know, like
Yes.
like Outer Space, Carry On.
Oh.
We did like, you know, we really wanted to make a full body of work, and we were really specific about how we wanted to do it, you know, like the deluxe edition couldn't just have the 3 new songs at the end. We were like, that doesn't make sense. The 3 new songs for the deluxe edition have to go here, here, and here halfway through the record. I
Which is
remember
such a
people
them thing
being
to
like,
do.
Listen, it's so much easier to just put them at the end. And I mean, we're like, 18 at this point. We're like, nope, it has to be exactly where we say it is because
Yeah.
it's
I love
the
how
way
for
that
Sounds
the
Good Feels
music
Good,
was
they were like,
meant to be
no,
listened
the
to or
deluxe
whatever.
editions.
Here's when we
the
started
deluxe
coming
tracks
up
are
with
not
the
going at the
crossroads
end.
of like,
But then with
okay,
Youngblood,
we're
they were
now
like,
in a pop market, but we're a rock
yeah,
band
sure,
trying to
deluxe
make
edition at the end.
albums. And by
Whatever.
this time in 2015, albums were still being made, but starting to not be as popular to make
Right.
full-length things. But we were like really set on having our second record. We were terrified because we knew your second record.
Yeah, the first
is
one
the
is like your
riskiest
first
record
album
of
is
all for
always
notoriously
your intro,
for bands.
and your
hardest
second
one.
album is always
And it was the hardest
like
one.
the make or break. If your
and
second album does well, then you're in
yeah,
it for
we were
life.
kind
But
of
if it flops,
Dead set
then
on having better
you might as well just
recordings,
give up.
bigger arrangements, bigger compositions. We got the London Symphony Orchestra playing
Yeah.
on this album. We have like, we rented the Zeppelin 3 drum kit. We we did all
Zeppelin.
kinds
Yeah.
of crazy shit on this
wrong
record.
era,
we,
wrong album.
we were
but
like experimenting with the
reference.
recordings. We were like
And
diving
everything just kind of like flowed out.
Yeah.
You know, it was really like there was no like we had so much music built up inside of us that we wanted to write because we barely wrote it all during the last year because we were just too busy. So when 2015 rolled around, we had so much music inside of us that we were just like going and going and going, and there was no end to the kind of like music that we were writing, and there was still so many songs that never even saw the light of day that we wrote in this year that still like there was an alternate universe in which they made the record because the songs are still great, and I don't know, it was fucking awesome that
yeah. And
Yeah.
this was also a stressful time for the band because we're putting together our first arena show.
Arena.
With production
Sorry,
and
just love the
crew
way
and
you
all
said
these
that.
kinds of things because Rock Out With Your Socks Out was our 1st big headlining tour. And I just remember learning about how to put lighting shows together and how to, you know, find people to help us put visuals together for like these
Yeah.
big environments, and learning how to put together a show that was at that level was really exciting to us because we had seen One Direction do it.
Yep.
And we were ambitious to like really compete with that in a live environment. So I mean, I feel like 2015 was really dead set on us making an album that would just be incredible live.
So I was looking at this schedule, and we were playing the first headline show after the album was fully out, but we're also releasing the new album that we'd just written because we had to write the album before we went on tour. So, and then to release it in the middle, because actually I do remember we started playing the second album on the American
Halfway
leg.
through the tour, yeah.
Okay.
And then we
Imagine just bringing up,
we'd put the
like,
next
changing the
tour
set list
on
halfway through your
sale.
tour code. Yeah, you looked at
Well,
new
We had
songs
the
for you
next
guys.
Halfway
tour
through the
ready before the full album was out.
Yep.
Yeah. It was crazy. It was fucking crazy. That was like we were full on crunch time, and
But
Yeah.
not feeling the crunch.
yeah, we were just like,
This was the year we did a Rolling Stone cover, I think.
Oh,
It was.
no.
This was the year that we rented a minivan in LA and we'd cruise around, I think. That was like
this
Dave, that
Rolling
was our
Stones
security
cover.
guard at the time. We lived with Zoe.
We don't speak
Yep.
of that.
I'm just rattling these things up.
yeah,
We
no,
do
no,
not
you're
speak of
right.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These were exciting times for us.
Oh, so they can speak
mean,
about the Rolling
yeah.
Stones cover, but
I
they
mean, I
can't speak
remember
about
that
Girls Stop
being-
Boys or
And
Young.
also
Oh, Want You Back in
trying to
Simish.
have that balance of like really honing in on your craft, which is your songwriting and your performing arts, creating a whole show in under immense pressure, you know, under time
Just went
crunch,
really
under,
out-frame
like,
there.
deadlines, and also at the time, like bear in mind, after we released that first album, we were a very controversial
can't
band in terms of like the perspective on whether we were a good band or not.
You are a good
Ooh,
band.
hey.
Shut up.
Yeah. We won
14 and 15.
14 and 15 worst band award. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, shut up.
And I
I think
celebrated
3
every day.
years, 3 years in a row
We've won it more than any other band. Yeah.
Worst band. So
Amazing.
that almost like counteracted in terms of us, you know, really putting our head down and trying to write the
And-
best songs as
But
possible.
also, if there's any young people listening to this and bands and stuff, like,
Who gives a fuck?
yeah, don't give any fucks. Like, if you feel the path intuitively and I don't know, like, because that really affected us. On our second album, we were hell bent to make a rock album because people were so mean to us.
Yeah.
Like we were hell bent, you know. And it's like it does affect you, but I hope it doesn't affect other people because we've moved on. But
this is when like streaming
And this is why this
starting
podcast is
to
a good thing,
become
because
more
it
and more
can show
involved
other
as
bands
well.
that like want to be with them.
So accessibility
Like, be like
over,
them.
over music was
You will face these
starting to really
challenges, but
increase.
and we're developing.
look at how
now,
far
so
we've
now
come,
we're
so
experiencing our first major
you will
shift in the
overcome
way
these
music
challenges.
is consumed in our career. So on the first album, we're selling CDs still,
Yep.
which is crazy to say. And now Spotify exists on this second record, and everybody would have like. I remember people were controversially like not participating in streaming. People like Taylor Swift were not
Yeah.
getting
One
into
second.
streaming at this point in time. We were confused what streaming was and how to utilize it, so we really didn't have any like impact on streaming at all, which really affected our game plan for the third record that we'll get to in the next
Deluxe
episode.
edition,
Yeah.
baby.
But at this point in time, we're still going for the physical music market, and we're releasing music physically still,
Hello.
which is nuts.
Physically.
Yep.
So crazy.
What?
Yeah, and then we
Oh, fuck.
ended up releasing a DVD that year, which sort of
So sorry, baby.
told the story of like the last few years and sort of being on that tour that we did. We did the Rock Out with Your Socks Out tour. Good name, I think. Not bad. Maybe. Where would it list on our tier list of names?
You guys remember the sock puppet intro that never was?
Yep.
I'm sorry. What?
Very intro.
I think
Release
the
it.
goal was to have as much fun with the crunch time.
Fucking release
that we
it.
could
5-star
have.
sock
Yeah.
puppets.
It was like opposing thinking. It was like, okay,
Marketing
this is really intense
geniuses.
and stressful, and now we have all these people coming to see us, and we have to do all these things, but we have
But
to maintain
ranking
the
the
fun
tour
attitude.
names,
Otherwise, we're gonna.
You've got Rock Out With Your Socks
Yeah.
Out. Sounds like
Yeah.
that's like
And
meet
that's
you
been
there,
like a
no
goal of ours
shame.
forever. It's like keep
I'd
the
have to say,
keep the childish
meet you
nature
there.
alive about everything
then
that we
no
do.
shame. Then sounds like feels like
Also a
then
big
Rock Out
one at
With
the
Your
end of
Socks
the
Out.
year here. That's the ARIA for Best Australian Live Act. Because I feel like we were really vindicated after.
Yes, and that was what I was speaking about just before. It's like we were so hell bent on having the best live show ever since 2011. You know, and now like
Now look
we
at
have
how
made it to
far you've
2015
come. Oh my
and we've
god.
won an ARIA back in our home country for best live act, and we beat out AC/DC.
Fucking
It was
iconic.
nuts.
Yeah.
It was like wow. See that something like
5
that
stars
for
to
me
beat out
personally was, like,
AC/DC.
one of our biggest achievements ever. because it
Iconic
shows
if
that
you
we
ask me.
learnt how to do this thing, you know, live. Whereas, you know, 4.5 years ago, we didn't know how to do anything really.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, to come from like us getting together after school every day and rehearsing in a room when, you know, I didn't even know what, you know, a delay pedal was. You know, to go to like
You
a few
couldn't even
years
know.
later after
You
like
didn't even know what your name was.
after just fucking doing nothing
Hi.
but focusing on being
This is Mike.
the best
No,
live
I'm
band
Michael.
being.
This is Luke.
Winning an award like that is fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's massive for us.
Where were we when we released the second album?
We were-
23rd of October.
We were in LA.
We were?
Yeah.
I
We did something with.
I'm sorry, but
Headphones.
Super Bloom and Sounds Good Feels Good.
I remember we did
Sharing a birthday
we did that
is
in Europe.
probably one
Almost
of the
like a
greatest
5
things
country, 5 days thing.
that has ever happened to me.
But it wasn't 5 countries.
I remember we did an event in Atlanta, the New Broken Scene.
Oh, yeah.
thing,
Oh, wow.
which was awesome. Wait,
Yeah.
we totally
The New Broken Scene, but
Gov-Con,
you did
and the
you
fact
did
that we
rude.
played before. But yeah,
We
the
played
new-
the forum last year.
in 2014, the last year from this year that we're talking about. Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, we did the New Broken Scene event in Atlanta, which was awesome. We flew people in from all over the world. We got to meet a bunch of them. It was sick. Album came out.
But
Poppin'.
remember we had that weird plane in Europe?
Yes.
When was that?
That would have been this year, right?
But
Yeah.
it would have been for album release, no?
I think it was just a promo tour for Hey Everybody.
Yeah, Hey Everybody. Oh my god, it was Hey Everybody.
Yeah, and we promoted it for
I just remember the
a
comment,
really long time.
one of the comments
We
going,
gave Hey Everybody everything we could.
like the
we
director
really
just
did.
went,
But these
here's
were
your
like
budget,
we definitely tried.
do with it what you
and
will.
This is us experiencing,
And this,
you know, from
Hey
if you
Everybody
zoom out,
music
like
video was
we
born.
were aware that there would be peaks and valleys in our career. We weren't aware they would be so intense. So, you know, the year before we've had, you know, we won Song of the Year for She Looks So Perfect. now we're in this next year, and we're trying to keep this wave going that people were listening to us and coming to our shows, and just for listener perspective, and we're trying to keep this momentum going as you do when you're in a band, and that's kind of the crazy thing. I mean, I always say, like, we just kept attacking. Like, we kept trying to create more and more momentum to help us kind of get into bigger venues and really connect with people in that live environment, which has been the consistent goal of our band since the get-go.
Yeah.
It's also funny though how that works, like, you know, those peaks and valleys, because I sometimes it kind of disrupts or distorts your like outlook on like what you find is successful and what's failure, you know. And I mean, I look back now and everything was successful, but I remember coming off stage sometimes and being like, fuck man, like only fucking 8,000 people showed up, like there were empty seats everywhere, and it was so like that outlook was it's kind of sad to like look back on that,
Yeah.
and like not realize like what you had at the time.
It changed, I mean, you know, from when we released Sounds Good, Feels Good specifically, and we knew that we'd kind of drifted from what the first album was by a little bit. You know, we kind of made a record that was a little more, you know, a little more specific to a genre, and it was more rock, and it was, you know, definitely what it was, and I mean, like, it was a fucking massive success. It was number one.
Yeah.
It like sold like 200,000 copies in its first week in the US, you know, like it was a massive record. And we had people around us telling us that it was a failure, and that
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
needed to like pull it together and like, you know what I mean? And then we went on the year
It's
after
not
that
failure,
to
they're
play
just fucking
on
tasteless.
from that album. We played the biggest tour that we've ever played, you know, but we still had people telling us,
Yeah, they
Did
told
it-
us it was a critical commercial failure.
yeah,
But
which
it
was-
wasn't,
Ooh.
because
So then we went
it's one
into
of the greatest
20,
albums ever.
Down the road, everybody, you know, we
And
get to
the
good
size
parts,
of your
but
tour,
this,
the amount of your
again,
sales
kicked
speaks
us
for
in the
itself.
arse and was like, okay, and we were forced to understand the
Even my
music
air
industry
freshener
a little
agrees.
differently, because we were like, okay, we have to justify what is success to us, not anybody else.
yeah.
Like, what is it to us, and how do we focus on the truthful things in our path, like keep just sticking to the songs, keep relying on the songwriting, because that'll take you there, you know. So we kept going back into the studio more ambitious every time because of, you know, these outer perspectives kind of affecting us, which was a crazy time too. But I know 2015 was, the band was really united, and we felt really good about this record that we put together. And it was a long record. It was a 17-track
Yeah.
masterpiece.
Hell yeah.
And
I mean,
the first headline tour was so fucking long.
I
so
have
huge
the
as well.
masterpiece.
It
I
took
have
up the
the
majority
masterpiece.
of the. This is a busy year.
Yeah, to release an album and play a full tour. That's a lot.
Anywho,
Yep, and we got slimed.
Yeah, that was awesome.
I remember getting slimed.
Oh,
That was fun.
didn't you put out What I Like About You?
That's what I
Was that for
like
Live
about
Sauce?
you.
Oh yeah,
Sweet
Live
Sauce.
Sauce.
That was Live Sauce Luke.
Gone. That's last year.
Jam.
2015. I mean, I just
Getting ahead of yourself, man.
nothing, like we would. It kind of gets to a point where you just.
I'm gonna go
years
put
would
my
come,
angel
yeah,
back.
We toured and we played award shows and promoted
In
our
between
tour.
Live Sauce
Yeah,
and Blood You
I
Go.
definitely think this was the year where we got to relive that first feeling.
Oh my god,
where
she won't
we
go
back
in.
20, whatever
Title
it
of
was,
its
when
sex
we were in
tape.
Perfect Sound Studios together. We got to live in a house together again. And that was a really amazing time, and we were doing a lot of writing and like just developing as a young band in a house together still, which was a real cool period for us. Because we were growing into a rock band, not just like little boy, like little, you know. We were like trying to really push it forwards and being ambitious about it and trying to learn about it and enjoying our new relationships with people that had done it already. You know, that was the best part about 2015 for me. Was
And also just like living
Yeah.
somewhere. You know, we'd never been in the same place for more than like a week.
not
and
since 2012.
Yeah, since
Yeah.
like the very beginning. So like having that time, we were living in the same place for like 2 months.
Hmm.
And it was
2
just-
months.
Yeah, which was awesome. Which was way longer than I think we could have ever.
In my head, it feels like an eternity.
Right,
It feels like
yeah.
we were there for 3 years.
See, I don't remember this. We toured Rock Out with Your Socks Out, then we released songs off of Sounds Good Feels Good on the tour.
This is what I said before. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
we
weird, isn't
released
it?
we released Fly Away on the first
Fly
date of the
away
tour.
tonight.
And then I remember we rehearsed. So I think we did the UK and Europe, and like that was just on the first album. And then I remember rehearsing at Soundcheck for the first show of the American Rock Out with the Socks Out tour, which was in Vegas.
Interesting.
Yeah. So we would learn songs on the road.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
No, I totally do remember that. We were
Yeah.
learning the songs that were, and then we got to the
I'm just
end
cutting
of
my
this,
jeans.
the Rock Out with Your Socks Out tour, and the album had come out, and we had another few weeks left of the tour, and we were like, should we be playing the new album on those last few ones? But we were like, we'll save
Let's
it
just
for the
wait.
next year tour.
Mm-hmm.
Which was crazy. We were just like putting everything into like hyperspeed.
Yeah.
We were like, how can we get an album out this year? How can we get like another tour? How can we get people to come to the next tour? And, yeah, crazy. Crazy vibes. But 2015 was awesome. That house that we lived in,
Trevor Horn's
Trevor
house.
Horn's house.
Let's
Yeah.
maybe we could animate some of these guys.
Yeah.
He had done hits such as, you know, you're waking up in a bedroom. You got Trevor Horn's posters and memorabilia everywhere.
Yay! The
You're
animations
waking
of
up
that.
every day
Oh my
with a
god, why is
poster
it
of
like
her
that?
tattoo? All the things she said. You're
Yep.
waking up to looking at a couple of
Owner,
awards that
owner,
Seal.
owner of a Lonely Heart.
Yep.
Yep.
Yes.
By Yes, you're looking at Seal.
Yeah.
Kiss from a Rose.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. And that house, unfortunately, burned down.
Oh,
Pretty sad.
it's
That
had the
is sad.
inspiration to
Yeah.
catch fire.
But that's alright.
That's
I'm
the end.
sure
That's
Sure.
the end of the
that's
episode.
the end of the episode. I'm sure he got the insurance.
You write some good
I'm
songs
sorry,
there,
that
though.
was
Yeah,
really
we did. We ate a
uncomfortable.
lot of McDonald's there.
I'm
Yeah, we
so
did.
sorry.
Yeah. Yep.
I remember I was staying in that top room the first time we stayed there, and Jay-Z had stayed there before us, and he left all his weed. It was fun. That was great.
Yeah.
I was not. I
Do you
was
reckon
not
it's
weed.
the secret to Jay-Z's success, though?
Well, we can talk
Yes.
about that when we competed against them for that #1 spot. Right?
Ooh,
The battle of the century.
Yeah.
that's a good one.
But 2015 summary is like every other year. Shit was crazy. We did our best.
Yep.
We really did.
We did our absolute best.
Disclaimer: this is not what happened. This is just what
Oh,
happened.
not again.
How come he gets
Jesus.
to say the catchphrase?
Because I came up with it.
Disclaimer.
That's good though.
Just
I mean, you're not going to
disclaimer,
deliver
why
it
does
any
Michael
better.
Are you gonna
Dis-
Are you gonna say it then? Fucking say it.
Disclaimer.
Disclaimer.
This is what we remember.
This is what what happened that we remember but can't.
Forget.
Yes.
But can't forget.
Yeah. These aren't the things we remember. These
Okay.
are just the things we can't forget.
We have 2 pages.
Oh my god!
It is so chaotic. I know. I love them for it. I'm sorry, but fuck. Right, where's the airport? But whoever, oh my god, whoever told them that Sounds Good Feels Good was a bad album, I'm coming for you. I am coming for you. But I really like learning about Sounds Good Feels Good and like the plans that they had for tour and everything, and it's really intriguing. Really pissed that they were able to mention the Rolling Stones cover. I'm not going to put a picture in because we do not speak of it, but they couldn't mention Girls Talk Boys or Want You Back in Simlish. Bye. Bye. That's fine. But yeah, sounds like good. Oh my god, sounds good, feels good. It's such an amazing album. Like every song is just, oh my god, you can't help but play it, you can't help but sing it. And if you think it was a bad album, you're entitled to your wrong opinion. That's fine. Yeah, you're entitled to your wrong opinion. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, follow socials, turn notification bell on, and I will see you in 2014. Goodbye.